Hello, welcome to the Real You membership. This is the second month and the second lesson. Last month was all about creating our content calendars, which is an incredible exercise to hone in on your brand voice and learning what you're going to talk about and what your different pillars are, and getting a lot of good ideas of what to post. And now we're going to be actually posting them. So I'm going to be showing you in the Instagram Reels editor. First of all, we're going to go over some settings. Then I'm going to give you a tour of the whole platform. We're going to talk about some best practices. And then the second part of this lesson is actually me recording and showing you what buttons I'm going to press and how I'm going to make transitions and going over the actual videos. So let's get right into it. I just wanted to give you a huge pat on the back because learning to create video content is quite a large learning curve actually, but the fact that you're here and you're committed to learning something new is exceptional. I'm so proud of you. And if you feel overwhelmed, you can pause at any moment, don't worry. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, that's just the feeling of you learning new things. Just like the feeling of getting stronger is the burn we get in our muscles. So it's okay. Take a deep breath and come back to this pause whenever you need to. Before we get started, I wanted to go over some settings. They're listed here on the slides, and you'll have access to the slides after this, but I'll show you as well how to actually go in your phone and make these settings. First of all, we want to make sure that our Instagram account is in a creator account. The creator account gives us access to the trending audios that we want to give us an extra boost in views. And it has just as many professional and analytical features as a business account does. I'll show you how to go in and switch to a creator account. We also want to get high quality uploads to increase the quality of our videos. I'll show you the camera settings and also the settings in Instagram to do that. And also we'll show you how to post to Facebook automatically. Just a couple of quick settings in Instagram, and then everything you post in Instagram will automatically go to Facebook. Now, this is only the case if you already have your Facebook page, your Facebook business page, and your Instagram page linked in Meta Scheduler. If not, then I'll show you where you can go to connect those. I'm not going to go over that too much because it's already going to be kind of a long video. If you have any trouble with the Facebook Meta Scheduler, I would go to YouTube and type it in and watch some videos, and make sure you write YouTube Meta Scheduler 2022 because it changes every year. Here we are in Instagram. In order to change to a creator account, first of all, we're going to go to our profile, clicking here. Then we'll go to these three lines up here. We're going to go to settings. And then we're going down to account right here. And at the very bottom, switch account type. So this is what you'll click on to switch to a creator account. If you need to pause or replay that part, go ahead and do that. I'm going to get right back to our next setting, allowing high quality uploads. Again, we're going to be in account and settings. Okay, settings, account. Now we're looking for data usage. Data usage is right here. And we're going to upload at highest quality. Now I'm going to show you how you can make everything you post on Instagram share directly to Facebook. Again, we're going to be in settings. Scroll down to account. And it says sharing to other apps. At the top, you'll see Facebook. And you see I have several accounts, so make sure that you're sharing to the account that you want. Your Instagram story, Instagram posts, Instagram Reels, all toggled on. If you just changed to a creator account, then you probably need to go back and make sure your Meta Facebook is connected to Instagram. You can go down here or you can YouTube it. I'm a huge fan of YouTubing it. Okay, we're also going to talk about camera settings. This video is all about showing you how to use the Instagram Reels editor. So that would be filming in the Instagram app. However, I'm a huge fan of just taking little video clips throughout your day with your camera app. We'll go into your settings right now, and I'll show you how you can just make a few little tweaks to have higher quality and better uploads, and a few little tricks to help you line up your shots better. I'm going in my settings. So I look at my little gear icon, and I'm going to scroll down to camera. Here I see camera. This is an iPhone. If you have an Android, again, go to YouTube and type it in. Or I know for a fact, if you fiddle around in your settings, you click on settings, you click camera settings, it'll be in there. And if for some reason it's not, I know every phone's a little bit different, just YouTube. How to upload 4K videos, how to film 4K videos on whatever your phone is. So here we are in camera. See where it says record video? This is 4K at 60 frames per second. If it's not there, the default is not this high of quality. So click on that arrow and select the highest quality. One thing to note is you could go 4K at 24 frames per second. I mean, this is really just a ranking of quality. This is the highest quality. It will take up more storage in your phone. However, after you upload it to Instagram, you can delete it from your camera roll, or maybe your camera roll is backed up to the cloud or something. So I think that's really important. And I also like HDR video to be off. What HDR does is this really comes into play on a sunny day. Let's say you're taking a video and you're walking from the patio out into the garden, and you're going to walk from a shaded area to a sunny area, and the camera is going to try to make an adjustment there, but it's actually going to make it so that your footage goes from really dark to really light, and it would be better to just keep it consistent all the way through. So that's what HDR video is. I turn that off, and then you can go back. And again, record slow-mo. I have this at the highest possible setting as well. I never record in slow-mo, but all my settings are already optimized to be as fast as possible. And you'll see down here on composition, I like to have the grid on, and this helps me line up my shots better. I typically don't like my shots to be perfectly centered. I think it's more interesting to use the rule of thirds, and by having the grid on, it helps me do that. I'll show you what that looks like. That was the camera grid on. So let's say I go and I take a photo. Let's say I'm going to take a video. So see that grid? If I'm going to this is just my office right now, so it's nothing too aesthetic, but it just helps me line up the shot better, knowing that it's divided into thirds. Also, if I am recording in the camera app, it's a great reference to make sure that if I'm recording multiple posts, then they're all lined up. Perfect. Okay, here we are back at our camera settings. So this is a quick little view of what I'd like you to do to make sure that you are taking good quality video. Clean your camera lens. You can just breathe on it and rub it with a microfiber cloth. Make sure you're in front of a window. I would definitely face the window and make sure that the window lighting is shining on me. I also have ring lights and then the lamp right there. So just make sure you have good quality lighting, because no amount of editing will be able to fix that. And try to prop your phone up on something stable. Either get a tripod for $20 off of Amazon, or maybe you can jimmy rig it, but we like to be able to see your hand gestures, and by having a stable video, it just makes the whole thing way more professional. So now we've gone over our camera settings, our Instagram settings. I think it's time for us to get right back into it. As I show you how to make reels, I want to show you the most efficient way that I've found, at least, to be able to do this. And I do this, and I batch all my content. I have this certain framework that I use to create my content. I batch my content, meaning I do similar tasks at the same time. Instead of making one reel from scratch and another reel from scratch and then another reel all the way through, I get all my ideas out, and then I film and create all my ideas. And then I write several captions all at once because I'm in the writing mindset. Then when they're all ready to post, I save them to my drafts. And as I'm ready to post, I actually have a timer that goes off on my phone. I post 3 days a week now, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So when that alarm goes off, I just go into my drafts and I post the reel that I decided. I consult my content calendar So it helps me stay on track with my messaging, and it helps me rotate between my content pillars. This is a framework. And the good news is with last month's lesson, you learned about the content calendar. Hopefully you filled it out and you kind of got an idea of what types of things you could be talking about and the types of content you could make on your channel and the types of content that you could make on your profile. The idea generation is all the way over. We're going to show you now how to film and create and edit the reels in the next section of this lesson. How to write captions. I'm going to go over that quickly in this lesson as well in the second part, but the caption formula is also in the resource section. And when I say we're going to post it and then repost to stories, that means that once I actually post the reel or the post to Instagram, I'm going to push that little arrow and I'm going to share it as a story. And the reason I want to do that is it just is an extra boost to let people know that I've created a new reel, and it helps them watch them through. And as of right now, if somebody watches your reel and your story, it still counts as a view. So if you're really worried about your views and your metrics, that's still going to count as a view in your stories. These are the different types of reels. We can recreate a trend. This might be a 5-second video clip of somebody, mouth syncing or lip syncing a funny line from a movie. But we can take that and we can adapt it into our niche. The trending audios are great because they give us a huge boost in views. That it puts us in front of a huge audience, which is great, but they're random people who don't even know what you do. So it's incredibly important when you're using a trending audio to somehow tie it back into your niche. If you have a call to action at the end, make it really clear what you do, like follow for more easy video creator ideas, because it doesn't matter if a lot of people see your reel, but either nobody interacts with it or the people who interact with it aren't actually your target audience anyways. So it's important to keep that relatively focused. We're all excited about big views, a lot of views, but we want those views to be from actually people that we want to do business with, or that might someday need our services, right? A talking head video, that's literally where you just put up your phone on a tripod and you just talk into the video. I recently posted a reel like this, just talking about how I got started. And this is a great way to start off. You can even have a supportive person stand behind your camera and ask you questions about what you do and the questions you get asked and what your process is like. They can just interview you and you can take that video and just break it up. So that's a great way to do it. Also, recording your life. This is what I was saying earlier. If you just have a day where you record bits and pieces of your day, your coffee, your morning routine, you're walking into your office, what you're doing at your office, a little pan over your keyboard, these little things, these essentially don't really have context. So the beauty of it is if you add it onto a song that's trending, and then you can give it context depending on whatever message you want. So it's important to have that. That's essentially building up your content bank. And then we won't spend too much time on transitions and advanced editing because those are so great, but we are a beginner class at this stage anyways. And in the second part of this lesson, I will indeed show you how to edit for a transition in the Instagram app. As you're batching, remember to rotate between your content pillars and rotate between your messaging. This is where the content calendar comes in. But just it's important to not, if you're posting all trending content, all trending audios, your account isn't going to have substance, and you're not going to have the trust of the people that you want to work with, because they're just going to say, oh, that's just Sarah. She just posts trends and I don't really learn anything from her channel. The trending sounds have a place in your strategy, definitely, but we don't want it to be the end all be all of your strategy just because we're excited to get a lot of views. Okay. So rotate between these, the trending, the talking head videos, the inspirational videos, and a sales-based video where you actually ask for a sale. The inspirational video, that could just be a day in your life with some nice music to it, honestly, or it could be you sharing a client win or something. But it's nice for your clients to be engaged emotionally, intellectually, and to be inspired as well. And the reason that I made this extra note here is because we don't always want to ask for a sale in every single video that we do. Of course, we want people to work with us, to book with us, to schedule a call. But if all we're doing is telling our people to buy, it's going to break the trust that we have. And people are so used to being marketed to now that we really need to we need to start that relationship off on the right foot. We need to start the relationship giving value. We need to start giving free bits of advice or epiphanies or whatever we can. We need to provide value for our followers. And then after a while, we can ask for that sale. If we never ask for the sale, then we're never going to get the sale probably. So it's important to rotate that in as well. Now we're going to do a tour of the Instagram Reels editor. This is just a screenshot. So this is how you will exit the editor. I'll show you in just a minute how we get to it. We're just going to push the plus sign on Instagram and do a reel. So I'll show you that in just a minute. This is what it looks like. So here is our sound. What song or trending audio are we going to use? The effect is a filter perhaps, or, you know, a certain visual effect. It could even be snow falling, or, you know, it's Christmas time when I'm filming this. So it might be an AI Christmas tree in the back. It could be all kinds of stuff. The length of the reel, it's going to be up to 90 seconds. This is largely dependent on the audio that we pick. If we're choosing a 5-second audio, it'll automatically tell you the length of the video. The speed, we're gonna record in 1x speed, but if I wanted to do a time lapse or a slow-mo, I can adjust the speed here. The layout, you'll see there's a little grid icon here, and I'll show you what this looks like later. If you want to have one picture in this corner and one picture in that corner, you know, you can have a different layout. So this is showing you one screen right now, and by clicking on the layout button, you'll see that you can have different arrangements of your photos and videos. Then we have the timer feature. This is hugely helpful because when we have our camera on a tripod and we're recording something, we can put the timer button and we can select if we want a 3-second countdown or a 10-second countdown. Helps us get in position. It helps us get our next shot ready. It's incredibly helpful so that we are not going back and having to edit a few little seconds before and after when we're, you know, we don't want footage of us pushing the record button. We don't need that in the reel. The dual feature will come up a little bit later. I'll show you what that looks like. And the effects and filters are also down here. We can save those as well. You'll see you can save it down here. There's a little flag icon, and this little box will take us to our camera roll. This little icon will flip the camera. You'll notice that all we did is we just worked our way down. We don't want to leave anything blank, right? So we'll just go through everything, and we'll just, as we're making our reel, we'll just go down and address each one of those buttons as we're in the demo making it. Okay, templates. So this is just a screenshot of me scrolling on Reels, and you'll see right here it says use template. The template is made for beginners making Reels because depending on an audio, you might want your video clips or your photos to change to the beat of the music, and that is pre-programmed in there. So all you have to do, if you were scrolling on Reels, you would say use this template, and it would prompt you. It would tell you what to do. It would prompt you to say, okay, select your 5 clips, and it'll automatically go for, you know, this allotted amount of time depending on the music. So it's a great feature. This little circle, this arrow at the bottom, this indicates that the audio is trending, and this is the name of the song. And we can look at the song's details. If we click on this little square down here, it takes us to the songs page. Here we are at the songs page. This number will say how many people have used the audio already. The reason that this is important, if this is under 2,000 or even under 5,000, it means that we're early adapting this trend. It's not oversaturated or overused yet, which means that we're going to get a lot more momentum and longevity, a lot more shelf life to the boost that this trend will offer from the algorithm. So how many other reels have been made with this audio? If we use less than 5,000, that's incredible. The fewer, the better. We can click on these buttons to send to a friend, and if we want to save this for later, we can. Sometimes what I do is I'm scrolling and I'm looking for audios that I want to use, and I'll save them. So that way, when I'm filming all of my reels all at once, I have all my audios right there that I know I want to use. And these are other examples. It might be nice if you'll see if some people are saying the same thing over and over, that's kind of indicating the trend. It's just other examples of how to use the audio. You can do whatever you would like, but just other examples or inspiration relating to that specific audio. And again, on this reel, when I was scrolling, you'll see that this is the filter that was used to make this video. And it has the same little symbol as a couple slides earlier, those three little sparkles. That was up here to indicate the filter or the effect that we might want to use. And again, just like the song audio, we can click on that and it will take us to the effects page where we can see other people using it and we can save it to our favorites. As we are creating our reels, this is my general workflow. I like to watch a bunch of reels on one day of the week. It's typically Monday, and I watch videos and I like them and I comment on them. If you engage with other accounts, more accounts will engage with you. And as I like their audios and I click on, I save them. I also just look for ideas and inspiration. I follow people in my niche. So and I would recommend you follow other people in your niche, maybe not direct competitors, but other people in your niche so that you can see the kinds of things that they're doing. And it will give you inspiration for what you can create as well, just by putting your own spin on it. If I want to use the effect right away, if I'm in the zone of I'm filming and creating reels today, there's a button that says use this effect, and you can go right to the Reels editor and use it right away. And again, when I plug in my phone, you'll see exactly what I mean. We'll edit it in the Reels editor with any text or effects or timing, and then we'll save it as a draft. Okay, time for demo. By the way, when you're scrolling for inspiration, I really recommend setting a timer because it's really easy to just get sucked in and you get into consumer mode instead of creator mode. So set a timer for maybe 10 minutes, start with 10 minutes, and see how many audios you can find or you can save that are related to your niche. Just a word of caution, Instagram glitches a lot. I have lost my drafts several times. Honestly, it happens to everybody, but I do want you to know that if you want to totally avoid that happening, you can film everything in a third-party app, but then you won't have access to the trending audio, right? So you could do that, or just know that if you have to reinstall the Instagram app, or if you ever log out of Instagram, it's going to delete all of your drafts. So just keep that in mind as we're going through this. This workflow isn't perfect, but it's very beginner friendly and it keeps us in the Instagram app. We can talk about other apps in a different lesson, but it happens to everybody at one point, so just keep that in mind. I just wanted to give you your fair warning. Don't uninstall Instagram or log out when you have drafts in there, or upgrade to a new phone. This is the end of this video. The next video will be all about using the editor, but I just wanted to stop here. If you need to take a break or go get a drink, this is your chance to do so. Thank you for being here, and I'm so excited to see what you create.